Imagine if the past, present, and future were happening all at once. Not in sequence, not as a story with a beginning, middle, and end, but as a single, unchanging whole, already complete. This isn't science fiction. This is the philosophical vision of Nicias Boethius, a 6th century Roman thinker whose ideas remain startlingly relevant in our age of quantum physics and consciousness studies. He proposed something radical, that time, as we perceive it, is an illusion. From the perspective of the divine, from the mind of God, everything exists in one eternal now. In this video, we're going to explore how Boethius redefined eternity, how he saw consciousness as participating in divine intelligence, and how his vision echoes through the halls of metaphysics, mysticism, and even modern science. Boethius lived during the collapse of the Roman Empire, a time of political chaos and cultural fragmentation. He was a scholar, a statesman, and perhaps most notably, a bridge between ancient Greek philosophy and medieval Christian theology. Educated in the classical tradition, Boethius was deeply influenced by Plato, Aristotle, and the Neoplatonists like Plotinus and Proclus. But his life took a tragic turn. Wrongly accused of treason, he was imprisoned and eventually executed. It was during his imprisonment that he wrote his most influential work, The Consolation of Philosophy. This text, written as a dialogue between himself and Lady Philosophy, explores fate, free will, suffering, and the nature of God. It is in these pages that Boethius articulates his vision of eternity, not as an endless sequence of time, but as a timeless, ever-present awareness. Boethius's Consolation doesn't offer theological dogma or religious ritual. Instead, it offers deep metaphysical insight. In his dialogue, Lady Philosophy teaches Boethius that the highest good is unity with the divine, and that much of human suffering comes from misidentifying with the temporary. Fame, fortune, pleasure, all pass. But the soul is eternal, and this eternity is not just an afterlife. It's a state of consciousness. For Boethius, God exists outside of time. God does not foresee the future the way we do. Rather, all things, past, present, future, are seen by God in a single glance, in a unified and complete perception. Let's slow down and unpack Boethius' definition of eternity. He defines it as the complete, simultaneous, and perfect possession of endless life. This is not just a long time, it's not time at all. It's a mode of being in which change does not occur. Think of a sphere. From any angle it is whole and complete. No beginning, no end. This is how Boethius sees divine consciousness. It is not moving through time, it contains time. One of the most challenging implications of this view is the question of free will. If God already sees everything that will happen, are we really free? Boethius addresses this head-on. He argues that divine foreknowledge does not cause events. Knowing that something will happen does not mean causing it. For instance, you might know that the sun will rise tomorrow, but you're not making it rise. Similarly, God's vision is not temporal prediction. It is eternal awareness. From within time, we make choices. From the outside, God sees those choices in totality. Boethius didn't use the word consciousness in the modern sense, but his understanding of the soul's relationship to God has deep implications for how we understand awareness. If God is eternal, and our true nature is the image of God, then our essence must also participate in this timeless field. Boethius speaks of the eye of the soul being able to turn inward and upward toward the source of all being. Strangely enough, Boethius's vision is echoed in modern physics. The theory of relativity tells us that time is not absolute. Einstein himself once wrote that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. And in neuroscience, studies of altered states, from meditation to psychedelics, reveal that time perception is flexible. All of this suggests that our everyday experience of time may be more about human limitation than cosmic truth. What Boethius called eternity, we might now call the timeless field of unified consciousness, the background from which all experience arises. So what does this mean for us, practically? Boethius offers more than metaphysics. He offers a path, In prison, facing death, he found peace, not by hoping for a better future, but by recognizing the presence of the eternal in his own mind. This is the true consolation of philosophy, that beyond all change, all fear, all suffering, there is a place in us untouched by time, a still point, a divine center. To live from this place is to see the world not as a sequence of problems, but as a revelation. Not as something happening to you, but as something arising within you. As mystics have long said, eternity is not after death. It's beneath the surface of each moment, accessible in silence, in wonder, in love. This is the consciousness Boethius points us to, the mind of God mirrored in the soul. Boethius may have died nearly 1,500 years ago, but his insights are more alive than ever. In a world obsessed with speed, with progress, with timelines and deadlines, his voice reminds us of something deeper, that the essence of life is not in becoming but in being. That the mind of God is not far away, but within the very awareness you're using to hear these words. That time is not the measure of your life. Love is. And love, Boethius tells us, is eternal. Not because it lasts forever, but because it exists beyond time altogether. So the next time you feel rushed, afraid, or lost in the story of your life, remember, there is a higher vantage point. There is a stillness beyond the clock, and in that stillness you are already home.